be an adult. In fact, I think from 10 on, he was an adult. He did not want to be bothered with childish things. He was a loner. When he got his job at the radio station, the first job at age 16, it gave him a feeling of superiority and made him feel like King Tut.
This is KFBK, Sacramento. Bob in Carmichael, hello, you're on KFBK.
Hi, Rush, how are you?
Fine, I know you liberals are tuning in. You got the lights out, you're cowered in the corner, and you don't want to admit to anybody that you're watching this. We know you're there. I just want to leave you with this. We feel your pain. Welcome to the Rush Limbaugh program.
Rush Limbaugh, who single-handedly saved radio and gave Americans a real hope when they realized, most news outlets were so against them and their conservative values. Rush Limbaugh was like this spark plug. Rush Limbaugh was good for our democracy.
He sent a couple of tapes home to me, and they were hilarious. He had a little more free reign with them. And I thought, boy, if someone hears you, you're on your way.
Here he is, the hottest name in all of radio, soon to have his own television show. Who is this guy on almost 500 radio stations in America? I give you Rush Limbaugh right here.
If I were of the attitude that my primary goal was to go in that studio every day and make sure that America heard everything I said and acted on it, because times are crucial. We don't have much time to save everything. The ratings of the show would just plummet because the fun would go, be too serious, be what liberals do. They're always wringing their hands, not having any time for fun, and being critical of virtually everything.
If Walter Cronkite has been called the most trusted man in America, Rush Limbaugh has been called the most dangerous. And he's proud of it.
We are all endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life. Liberty, freedom. And the pursuit of happiness. Now, those of you watching at home may wonder why this is being applauded. We conservatives think all three are under assault.
You and Oprah have all the money, don't you? You and Oprah. This is your second best-selling book.
This country is far more conservative than even people think it is now. I travel the country every weekend making personal appearances and speeches. I see the people who make the country work, and I think that I happen to benefit today from having a lot in common with most Americans.
Let me just set the record really, really straight. Rush Limbaugh does not need a producer.
Yeah.
Doesn't need. So when he's
Right.
away,
Yep.
maybe produce the show. When
Yep.
Rush is there,
Right.
Rush is the show.
Yep.
He is the most incredible broadcaster of this and last century.
What do you think of Rush Limbaugh moving to TV?
The views expressed by the host on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, nor sponsors of this station, but they ought to be. There's a new fascism out there that I think is springing up, and it is reminiscent of this no tolerance. If, for example, you don't say the right things about an issue, it's not enough that they just turn you off or not listen to you. They want to try to get you banned. They want to get you so that you can't speak. I don't defer to the experts. I am the expert. When you think about what Democrats stand for today, and Bob, doesn't all this make sense? They are a miserable lot. I mean, they are the original doom and gloomers. People always come up to me and say, hey, Rush, when is there going to be a liberal counterpart to you on radio? And I say, never. And they say, why? I said, because when's the last one you ever heard it's having fun? What is so strange about being honest and saying, I want Barack Obama to fail if his mission is to restructure and reform this country so that capitalism and individual liberty are not its foundation? Why would I want that to succeed?
And by the way, sometimes they say to me privately, I'm worried about what Rush Limbaugh is going to say about me on the radio. He is essentially begging any Republican to denounce me. He is fixated fixated on me. He simply cannot get me off of his mind. I live rent-free in his head.
There are 14 million people a week who listen to Rush. People want to hear what he has to say, whether you like it or not.
Rush Limbaugh took the moribund AM dial, and now it's a flourishing realm where countless people, from Michael Medved to Dennis Prager to Sean Hannity, are granting people the alternative reality from the mainstream media.
Let me tell you who we conservatives are. We love people. When we look out over the United States of America, when we are anywhere, when we see a group of people, we see Americans, we see human beings. We don't see groups, we don't see victims, we don't see people we want to exploit. What we see is potential.
I remember the first time I tried out for talk radio, he allowed me to use his studio with his golden microphone, which was terrifying to me.
Rush has cochlear implants. He's deaf. Now, most people don't even realize that.
These are cochlear implants. I'm deaf. I'm 100% deaf, and I can only hear bionically with these. If I'd lost my hearing 15 years before I did, it had been the end of my career because the tech hadn't been invented.
But even when he was completely without hearing, before the cochlear implants were put in, he didn't miss a beat.
If you're not affected by inside the Beltway or Washington establishment thinking, understanding Trump's easy. It's elite versus real people. It's somebody that is fearless and willing to fight against the things that no Republican has been willing to fight against or defend.
Rush Limbaugh, thank you for your decades of tireless devotion to our country. And Rush, in recognition of all that you have done for our nation, the millions of people a day that you speak to and that you inspire, and all of the incredible work that you have done for charity, I am proud to announce tonight that you will be receiving our country's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh with a very personal reveal today while on the air.
This day has been one of the most difficult days in recent memory for me. I have been diagnosed with advanced lung cancer.
We are all praying for the man who has literally paved the way for all of us, especially me.
It is with profound sadness I must share with you directly that our beloved Rush, my wonderful husband, passed away this morning due to complications from lung cancer. Rush will forever be the greatest of all time.
They said, well, what are you best at? And I said, probably being on the radio. Well, there's your answer. Do what you're best at, and you'll at least be happy, regardless how well you do it. I'm sure you've all felt like you weren't going to ever amount to anything, even though you knew you were capable of it. I felt that way. The only difference between you and me is that I'm up here and you're out there. And the only reason I'm up here is because you're out there. You have rejuvenated my life, and you have made me something I never even thought I could be. And I have just one thing to say to you, a sincere and heartfelt thank you. Final segment of the program today has arrived. We gotta go. We're out of here. See you. Be good.